Hello, we're back with another CD, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, Ultra HD collection update. And it's been like a month since the last one, and I got a ton of stuff, so let's get right into it. I got 13 CDs, 21 DVDs, I think 17 Blu-rays. Yeah, 17. And one 4K Ultra HD. So, yeah, let's start this with the CDs, most of which came from Diabolical Records, but I got one from Barnes and Noble and four from Grey Whale, so I'll put those out. If you have a sticker on the front with the price, then it came from Diabolical Records. I have heard this album and I really enjoyed it, so for $3, it was kind of a steal. And yeah, they had other Beck CDs, but those weren't in like the best condition, so I decided to pass on those. Yeah. This one came from Barnes and Noble, and I listened to this album recently and I really liked it. I like the songs Nomad, Sexy to Someone, and Juna a lot. This next one came from Grey Whale. Yeah. I'm not like a huge metal fan, but I really like this album for some reason. And yeah, some versions of this have like a remix of the song at the beginning that I didn't really want, so decided this one doesn't though, so I decided to get this version. Okay, yeah. We actually watched a documentary that Pitchfork made about the making of this album in film school, so that was cool. And yeah, I really like this album, so shout out to Race for the Prize, A Spoonful Weighs a Ton, and Sleeping on the Roof. Yeah, this is a cool album. Yeah, I like the one of Montreal and the first three tracks, the way they blend into each other, are cool. Alright, yeah, this album is a classic. Day and Night, one of the best songs ever. Yeah. I'm not gonna show the poster actually, but that's pretty cool. And then speaking of Kid Cudi, I also got second one. Yeah, and yesterday was 420, so I listened to the song Marijuana. Yeah. And this is a great album I listened to last year. And they also had self-titled, which I didn't get because it wasn't in great condition. And they also had Sound of Silver, which I didn't get because I already have it. Yeah. But yeah, Dance Yourself Clean is great. I saw LCD Sound System last year at Kilby Block Party, and I'm seeing them again in August, so that's exciting. And the next three CDs I got are all OutKast CDs, and I won't be showing the discs for these because there's nudity, and I want to get age restricted. But yeah, if you want to see what the discs look like, Google it. Yeah. I like this album, but not as much as I like the next two, which the next two I got from Grey Whale. This is probably my favorite album of theirs. I listened to their first few albums last year for the first time, and I really like them all because. Okay, yeah, this one isn't as bad, but yeah. But yeah, this one's my favorite, followed closely by this next one. She has my favorite song, Bombs Over Baghdad. Weird song title, but amazing song. Yeah. Alright, and this next one also came from Grey Whale, which this is one of my favorite rap albums of the last decade. I saw Travis Scott during the Utopia tour, and that was a good show. Alright, now we're moving on to the last CD. And this is an album I listened to for the first time a few years ago, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm actually going to be seeing TV on the radio at Cudi Block Party, so that's exciting. Alright, that's it for the CDs. Now we're moving on to the DVDs, which so the first two I got from the library book sale, which I went to last week. Yeah. And this is a movie I have on VHS, but I enjoyed it a lot, so I decided to get it on DVD. Sure, I showed. And despite having like MGM Home Entertainment logo on the packaging, the disc itself actually has the MGM UA Home Video logo. And I rewatched this movie recently as a tribute to Gene Hackman, who died a couple months ago, so RIP to him. And RIP to Robin Williams and Mike Nichols as well. And this is another movie that I had on VHS, but now I have it on DVD. Yeah. I liked this movie a lot when I was a kid. I like it a little less now, but still really good. Alright, and the next three came from. Actually, next two came from Grey Whale. I'm gonna do something different. I watched this movie a few years ago, and it was really good. I'm thinking about watching it again, so glad I found it in Grey Whale. Alright. Yeah, this is a movie I've wanted for a while, but couldn't really find it. My mom actually has a copy of this on DVD, but I wanted my own copy because I like this movie a lot. Alright, and the next two, I actually got two different editions of the same movie, and I'm gonna explain why I did that. I'm actually gonna start with like the newer one, which I got at a library book sale. Yeah. I did watch this movie for the first time last year, and it was really good, so I decided to get the DVD. I actually had the VHS for a long time without watching it, but I have seen it now, and it's really good. But yeah, this next one is actually really cool. Yeah, this is the original Orion Home Video DVD. It was distributed by Image Entertainment, but yeah, I think this is like the first Orion Home Video DVD I have. The movie was actually also the first Orion Home Video VHS I had, but yeah, the movie's on two discs, unfortunately, which I'm not really a fan of, so I decided to get the other edition when I saw it. I was actually gonna like mention that if I didn't get the other edition, but since I did, I figured save it. Yeah, it's about the same, except it says like disc 2 instead of disc 1. Yeah. But yeah, really cool find, and for cheap too, so ecstatic to have this in my collection. But when I watch the movie again, it'll be on this end. So, yeah. Good movie though. Anyway, the next movie I got came from Walgreens. And I have not seen this movie, but I've heard of it and it looks pretty cool, so decided to get it. Wayne the Cock Johnson. And the next two came from a library book sale. I have not seen this movie, but my friends watched it a few years ago and they seem to really enjoy it, so I got a copy. I actually like rented this movie from the library and a few times because they only have one copy and they kept putting it on hold. Someone kept putting it on hold, so wasn't able to watch it, but I was gonna do that again, but it seems they don't have it anymore, so I was glad to found that there. Anyway, I actually saw this movie in theaters and I liked it. And I watched it again a few years ago and yeah, it definitely could have been better, but still a good movie. I love Carey Mulligan. Thought she should have won an Oscar for Promising Young Woman, but. And the next one came from Walgreens. I've seen the first movie, but I haven't seen this one. And yeah, I'm I am excited for the sequel. The not the sequel. It's the Fantastic Four First Steps that's coming out in July. Let's see that. And the next one came from Grey Whale. This is one of the better Halloween movies, in my opinion. Obviously, nothing comes close to the original, but this one's pretty good. Yeah, this one came from a library book sale. I've seen this movie a couple times and it's a guilty pleasure. Fortunately, the DVD is full screen, but it's alright. The DVD actually has the MGM Kids logo, the beginning, which I was expecting, but that's cool. Alright, this next one came from Walgreens, which I've seen part of this movie, but I haven't seen the whole thing. But yeah, it's cool that Nickelodeon Movies made a documentary, or they released it. I don't know if they actually produced it, but I mean, next two were from Graywell, which this one I have on VHS, but I decided you need to get it on DVD because it's been a while since I've seen it, and it's a classic. So yeah, ad for the Warner Archive collection. Pretty cool. All right, and I actually do have the bare bones DVD of this, but since I think this is a fantastic movie, I figure I should get the special edition. Yeah. And the next two came from the library book sale. I have not seen this movie, but friends of mine have said good things about it, so I figure I should get it. And they actually had like three copies of this, so that's pretty cool. Oh, I just saw it's 85 minutes, so yeah, it's gonna be a good watch. Yeah. My friend and I were talking about this movie the day I went to the book sale, so I decided to get it because I thought it would be funny. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie, but I think I've seen parts of it actually, but not the whole thing. But we were talking about watching it. The Shack. Yeah. And this one and the next one came from Grey Whale, but yeah, I saw this movie at the Dollar Theater, but I think it came in late, but watched it a few years ago, or a couple years ago, and it's a good movie. I like Wallace and Gromit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked Weird Al growing up, and so it's a fun find. My friend had this DVD, and I was jealous of him, but I haven't seen that person in years, and now I got my own copy, so hell yeah. Alright, the CD. This next one came from Walgreens, and I have not seen this movie, but it looks interesting, and I like the cast a lot, so it was give it a shot. All right, and this is the last DVD I got, which came from Gray Whale. Yeah, And I do have this movie on VHS, but I want to get it on DVD because it's a really good movie. And I actually did get a couple more X-Men movies on Blu-ray, so I will show those. And but that's it for the DVDs, and now let's move on to the Blu-rays, which the first one of which I got from Grey Whale, and I did have this movie on DVD, but the disc was scratched, so I decided I wanted to get it on Blu-ray. And there's a digital copy code for this on the back, but it's already used. But yeah, this is a classic. This is my favorite movie when I started high school. It was just really fucking funny. I like Fargo more nowadays, but this is still a classic. Huh. Yeah, next one came from the A24 store. Yeah, I saw this movie in theaters, and it's my favorite movie of 2024. So, very glad to have it. I'm glad Adrian Brody won Best Actor. Let's see if we got here. Yeah, these are like the designs. AI did it, allegedly. Da-na-na-na. Yeah, fantastic film in my opinion. Alright, this next one came from Amazon. I saw this movie in IMAX 3D and I loved it. Yeah, I've talked a lot about how hit or miss the MCU is, but the Guardians movies hit. They hit. And the next one came from Grey Whale, which I saw this movie years ago and I really enjoyed it, so glad to have this. Alright, and these next two came from. Alright, the next two are Arrow video titles. The first one came from Amazon. Which I actually got for $20, which is cool. And I do have this on Blu-ray, but I saw how cool this edition was and decided to get it. I thought about getting the 4K, but since I don't have a 4K player, but it does come with the Blu-ray, but it's more expensive, and I wasn't sure spending that money. Let's try this. Okay. But yeah, I saw this movie in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it comes with a double-sided poster. Very cool. Both sides of the book. The inside reverse artwork looks like. Yeah, Aero video releases are cool because you got like a lot of stuff usually, but I don't have a lot of their stuff because not a lot that like I don't know, but yeah, you kind of have to get them like when they come out because they're like limited editions and limited could mean anything. Like this next one I got from Barnes and Noble came out in January, and I think it's already out of print. But yeah, yeah, it's another one that I kind of had on Blu-ray, but I kind of stole it from my mom, so can give her back her copy. Cause yeah, this edition is awesome, and the movie's awesome as well. I got like a lot of stuff here. The 3 glasses. It's your poster, double sided. Booklet. Yes. Here's packaging. Yeah, I watched the movie on this disc recently, and it's pretty fantastic. Yeah, even more stuff. So it's a recipe for apple strudel. Add. Very cool. Here's the. But yeah, shout out Arrow Video for. And these are like usually on sale at Barnes and Noble for goods. So yeah. Alright, the next one came from Target. And I saw this movie in 3D the day it came out, and I was the only person in the theater, interestingly. But yeah. And the original is my favorite Pixar movie, so I'm glad the sequel was also really good. I remember when the first movie came out, I was like, I can't wait for the sequel. And then by the time it was announced, I was kind of hesitant because I was over like sequels. But anyway, the next one came from Amazon. Yeah. And I think this might be my favorite Marvel movie. Like, besides, like, anything. Just, yeah, it's that good. The disc is case is kind of falling apart, though. It sucks. Yeah, I got the movie in color and black and white on Blu-ray. I got the movie on DVD. So, yeah, very cool. And this next one came from Target, and I saw this movie in theaters opening day because I had the A24 app, and yeah, it was a good experience. People I talked to in front of me before the movie started was saying they saw it because Halsey was in it, and they were Halsey fans. So that was sick. But yeah, I really like this movie. I know a lot of people don't like it as much, but I do. And I noticed that A24 movies after this aren't distributed by Lionsgate, so I guess that deal expired, but yeah, interesting. And this next one I got from Grey Whale. And I saw this movie in theaters and I thought it was really good, so I saw it on the shelf. I was like, I think they had like a bunch. I was like, get four movies for $10, and I had one more. I'd save money, so I got this one. This code doesn't work anymore. I don't think that rewards program exists anymore. I use the digital codes, so yeah. The next one came from Target, which I saw this movie in theaters. It was the first movie I saw in theaters in 2025, and I really enjoyed it. I think I liked it a little more than The Northman, but I didn't like it as much as The Witch or The Lighthouse. Alright, the next one came from the A24 store. And I saw this movie in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. I wish it was nominated for Best Picture, but still got some nominations. But yeah. Bulletin. Coleman Domingo, Clarence Divine Eye Macklin, Mosi Eagle, Pedro Cotto, James Big E. Williams, and Miguel Valentin. Yeah. Yeah, definitely recommend this movie if you haven't seen it. I know they kind of fucked up on the release, but yeah. And the next two came from Grey Whale, actually. Seen this movie a couple times and really enjoyed it. And I saw Mickey 17 in theaters, and I really like that movie. Yeah. Now I have all the Daniel Craig Bond movies on Blu-ray, which this one I like more than Quantum of Solace, but I don't like as much as the other ones, but still good movie. Alright. And the next one we got a box set, which came from the Criterion collection. And yeah, this was during like the flash sale. I got it for $100, so yeah. I do have In the Mood for Love on Blu-ray already, but I decided to get this. The way this opens up is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it. This. Yeah, this is like a book, I think. Yeah, cool. But yeah, here's where like the discs are, like a paper thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna take these out just because I don't feel like it. It's, yeah, cool set. I want to own Chunking Express for a while, and I know they're re-releasing it, but I decided let's just get the box set as I can. Yeah. Anyway, we got a couple more Blu-rays and a 4K left. This first one came from Amazon, which I saw this movie in theaters as well, and it's pretty great. So yeah, my second favorite X-Men movie after Logan, and there's actually a reprint from 2023 because it says 20th Century Studios instead of 20th Century Fox, but the discs itself say 20th Century Fox still. So yeah. And I've not seen the Rogue cut yet, but Rogue was one of my favorite characters in the first movie, so excited to check this out eventually. And now on for the last Blu-ray, which comes from the A24 store. I saw this movie in theaters, and it was definitely something. But yeah, I think given what the U.S. is going through right now, it's an important movie to own. So I got it. Yeah, this picture was upside down, but flipped it. Hmm. No, that's it for the Blu-rays. Now we're on to the 4K Ultra HD, which comes from Amazon. So And yeah, now for complete tonal shift. Yeah, I saw this movie in theaters twice, and I really enjoyed it. More than the original Twister, actually, which I think might be a hot take, but yeah, I'm happy to have this. Alright, that's it for this update video. Oh yeah, I might get the original Twister on DVD soon. I do have that on VHS. I get that on DVD. But I don't know when the next collection update will be, but I will see y'all then. Alright, bye.